loves Bill Johnson, the great state of Ohio.
Well, I want to thank my friend and colleague, Representative Pete Olson, for partnering with me to co-lead this special order tonight on the benefits of natural gas and liquefied natural gas exports, especially as the United States prepares to host the World Gas Conference next week. I'm honored to share this floor time with Mr. Olson to talk about this very important topic, and I also want to thank many of my colleagues on Energy and Commerce for participating in our special orders tonight to talk about this important topic. You know, I represent rural eastern and southeastern Ohio, which is no stranger to the benefits of natural gas. My district sits on top of, as Representative Olson just mentioned, the Utica and the Marcellus shale plays, which have led to a growing interest in new and exciting manufacturing opportunities like ethane cracker plants and ethane storage opportunities. In fact, one recent report led by Shell Crescent USA and IHS Markit forecast that this region will supply 37% of the nation's natural gas production by 2040. This same report forecast that natural gas liquid production from these two plays will increase from 0.53 million barrels per day in 2017 to 1.37 million barrels per day in 2040, an increase of over 150%. Other studies predict that the region is sufficient feedstock to support up to 5 ethane cracker plants. These opportunities are huge. These are massive construction projects, putting upwards of 10,000 construction workers to work over a 6-year period, with upwards of 1,000 permanent employees once those plants go operational. Additionally, ethylene projects within the region will have a comparative advantage because of the access to ample supplies of locally produced, low-cost ethane, and the fact the region is in close proximity to over 2/3 of U.S. polyethylene consumption. Now, and that's only half the story. The economic and geopolitical benefits of exporting our excess gas are equally exciting, as these benefits are helping to encourage oil and gas activity throughout Ohio, Pennsylvania, and West Virginia. As you'll hear from multiple colleagues tonight, the U.S. is now the world's leading producer of oil and natural gas, and we are projected to become a net energy exporter by 2026. Natural gas production is at an all-time high, and reserves are so large that they are predicted to meet domestic demand for almost a century. Ohio alone reached new heights in October of 2017 as natural gas production reached 5.5 billion cubic feet per day. Simply put, we must do everything we can to take complete advantage of this abundance, and that includes LNG exports. However, the window of opportunity for American LNG exports will not remain open indefinitely. The U.S. is in fierce competition with other LNG exporting nations, and if America misses our opportunity to get into these international markets in a big way, our share of the global gas market could be greatly reduced. Subsequently, opportunities to support our national security and strengthen the energy security of our allies through American LNG will diminish as well. So we must continue to elevate and promote the United States as a reliable source of natural gas onto the world market, which will diversify our friends and allies' energy sources, greatly reduce their vulnerability to a single monopolistic supplier, and change the conversation at the table with the likes of Russia's Vladimir Putin. Additionally, studies have found that LNG exports support thousands of American jobs, many of them within manufacturing. ICF International estimates that these jobs will occur across the entire value chain, translating into millions of dollars in new wages for American workers. In fact, the Department of Energy once again highlighted the benefits of LNG exports with a study it released just this past week. This study, which is in addition to 4 other studies commissioned by DOE since 2012, presented data that demonstrates just how LNG exports are a net benefit to our economy. Additionally, these exports increase our GDP. They lower the trade deficit. And it's for these reasons, that I have led the effort to ensure the U.S. does all it can to take advantage of our ability to export natural gas. Most recently, the Energy and Commerce Committee passed H.R. 4606, the Ensuring Small-Scale LNG Certainty and Access Act, out of committee in a bipartisan fashion. I was proud to author this bill, which seeks to codify the Department of Energy's recent efforts to encourage exports of small volumes of natural gas. There's a significant interest in potential for U.S. natural gas in the Caribbean, Central America, and South America, although not in the quantities that the current large-scale domestic exporting facilities were built to address via conventional liquefied natural gas tankers. H.R. 4606 will help the U.S. to act on these interests through greater regulatory certainty and a reduction in administrative regulatory burdens. Now, when I first came to Congress in 2011, I worked hard to advance the idea that energy independence and security are the next great frontiers for America. Today, energy independence and security have been replaced by a new concept. You've heard Representative Olson mention it. You've heard Chairman Walden mention it. It's called energy dominance. And with it, all the global economic and geopolitical implications that come with being the king of the energy hill. Such an energy vision that harnesses America's innovative exceptionalism will lead to new discoveries and technologies around domestic energy production, storage, distribution, and usage, and will lead us to greater economic prosperity and job growth. I'm excited to help further that vision, which includes natural gas and LNG exports, and I'm excited for all the great opportunities that lie ahead for our country. I appreciate the opportunity to speak on those benefits tonight. And with that, Representative Olson, I yield back to you.